Right, so Geordie Journo's back. I think you've seen me here a few times before, haven't you? I think everyone who knows by now we play football together on a Thursday night. But we thought we'd give you a little bit of a video ahead of the big talking points. Eddie Howe will obviously give you a little bit more information than what we can on the injury situation at Newcastle United selection front. But we thought we'd throw our two penneth into the mix and see who we think we should select. Of course, I should let everybody know we're at the Walker Dome. Anybody who might have played here over the years, any of the expats who live all the way around the globe, you may know it, you may not, but that's where we are at the moment. So if you hear any shouts and screams and celebrations, there's football going on all around you. And the sun is about to set here, so we'll try and get through this video before it gets too dark because we haven't got a light with us at the moment. Right. Four Rivers, T's and C's. I never do the T's and C's properly anymore, do I? Four Rivers financial plan, you'll find all the details there. Not sure it'll be on in the corners today, but it'll definitely be down there as we speak. So any financial advice, do check them out. Big calls this week, Jordan. Isn't that?
Big calls.
Big calls.
Big calls. Where do you start? Where do you start with the team on Saturday?
Shall I throw my little controversial one in there?
Yeah, you go.
And this could be one that we actually disagree on. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts on it are. But for me, I think it's the fullbacks. Kieran Trippier, for me, I've said this like so much. People not seeing you guys at watch. People around seem so keen to write Kieran Trippier off at every opportunity. He's finished, he's done, he's 30, whatever, 3, 4, 34, yeah, 34.
Happy birthday, Kieran.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Friend of the channel.
Little bit. My cousin, yeah. That's an inside story. Anyway, we might tell that one day. Written off. Everyone's determined to write him off. Livermento's the answer. He's the man. He's not actually. He's still a young kid who's only played a season and a half of Premier League football and needs a bit of time. For me, Newcastle's two best fullbacks remain, and he is one of them. Tino Livramento is one of them, and Kieran Trippier is the other. So although it doesn't give you necessarily balance in the team, I think they've both got to play. I actually think this is another controversial one. I think Tino Livramento's best football in a black and white shirt has actually come at left back.
No, that's
through
not,
circumstance.
That's
it
not,
has.
I agree with the latter part of that. That his best football has came at left back. I don't agree with that.
No.
I see the value in it because of who's going to be playing down that right hand side.
You're out the screen.
Who's going to be playing down that right hand side on Saturday? It'll be Adama Traore. His pace obviously brings obvious problems. Lewis Hall.
He's a bloody headless chicken, him man.
I know, but he's quick. And
he is quick.
And if you want to, I'm guessing Lewis Hall drops out then, if that would be the case.
I would take Lewis Hall out of the team.
And Lewis Hall had a difficult afternoon at Fulham last time.
Not only did he get turned all over by Traore, it was a Wobie before that.
But Newcastle have got Lewis Hall, Lloyd Kelly. You want to throw Matt Targett in there? I don't know if he's injured again because he wasn't in the squad at the weekend. But you've got three left backs essentially in the squad. Does it make sense to start moving Livramento over? As much as he has played his best football there, I think I would take out Lewis Hall, but I would put in Lloyd Kelly. So I sort of agree with you in terms of the Lewis Hall, but I don't agree with switching Livramento
putting a right back out of position when you've got left backs already in the squad. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Right back. I would start Kieran Trippier. I would say on every single video since the summer, I would start Kieran Trippier because
he's still Newcastle's best right back
by a country mile.
And shows it whenever he comes on the pitch.
Yeah. Livramento's still got a lot to learn, and that's not a criticism. He's 21 years old. Hasn't played a lot of Premier League football, if you think, actually, because although he had two seasons at Southampton, he was essentially injured for most of that.
Months.
So I think Tino Livramento, as much as he will be a quality full-back in the future, I've got no doubt about that. Brings different qualities to Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier is, at this moment in time, Newcastle's best right back. And he's shown that in the games that he's came on. Experience, leadership, calming things down. But it gives you that quality in the final third as well.
That's where I'm going to slightly contradict myself, because I can actually see why he's gone for Livramento. He seems to be doing this sort of, I'm not going to pretend to be one of these tactical bleeps who fill Twitter with all kinds of tactical analysis when they haven't got a coaching badge between them. I think he's trying to do this inverted thing anyway. Livramento's took him right in. And it's basically the plan seems to be to have Jacob Murphy with as much width as possible, so attacking it that way, and it slightly changes things. You could see that in the dynamic when Trippier came on at Wolves. All of a sudden Trippier takes up the width and gives you that width, and the best time Newcastle have had as a team and this unit was Almiron in front who was tucking in. Now, I'm not for 1 second suggesting Miguel Almiron should come into the team. That is not my controversial opinion, but he did. He scored a lovely goal down there a year and a half ago, didn't he? Anyway, what's your thoughts on the fullback? And have you got any other thoughts about this team? Because there's a couple of more obvious ones a little bit further forward.
Yeah, I'm a mixture between you both. I do think Tino Livramento will start at right back on Saturday at Craven Cottage. I think he will. I don't. My personal opinion, I would play Kieran Trippier ahead of Tino Livramento. But I think if you're playing Tino Livramento out of position as such as left back, when you've got Lloyd Kelly and Lewis Hall, a new signing, and well, two new signings really, a young lad who's just sort of finding his feet in the first team.
Are either even left backs though?
They still play there. They've been signed as left backs.
I think Lloyd Kelly's more of a left back.
I'm being facetious there.
Yes. But I think it would send the complete wrong message to those players if you're then playing Tino Livramento out of position. And Tino Livramento, look, we know his quality, and he has played well at left back previously, but that was in an emergency situation. I think your first choice left backs should not be right backs playing out of position, even if I think you've signed a player in Lloyd Kelly who, if he's going to play at the moment while Dan Burns fit, while Fabian Schär's fit, it's going to be at left back. So I think I would go with Lloyd Kelly, actually, even though it's just because defensively I think he's far more assured than Lewis Hall is. And I thought Lewis Hall at Wolves, as much as he looked good on the ball at times, I think defensively he got caught out quite a few times as well.
So why don't we go to the forward line before we go to the real melting pot in the midfield, where there's any number of decisions that could be made in that department. So up front, it feels like, if you've read friend of the channel's story, and actually
Craig Hope,
yes.
you didn't say his name.
Did I not say his name?
It's just a friend.
Just a friend. Just we're only friend of the channel.
No, we've got loads.
We've got a few. Got a few fans as well, I think.
Sean Longstaff.
We'll
get on to them.
Yeah, Kieran Trippier is a friend of the channel. That's not why we want to pick him at right back though. Where was I going? Further forward, yeah, sort of friend of the channel, Craig Hope, suggested that there's a problem there. I'm going to say that wasn't a Craig Hope exclusive. I'm going to say Shields Gazette's Joe Buck exclusive. That
it was,
when he described Alexander Isak as limping out of.
Yeah,
we said that
we
last
took
video.
the mickey out of him. We took the mickey out of him.
He was limping with
how did he limp with an eye injury?
Yeah, but no.
With his eye patch and limping out with his eye patch.
Turns out it could be a toe problem as well. Fingers crossed it's not the kind of foot problem that Harvey Barnes had, and it's more just a little knock. But you just never know when you're casting injuries. So let's just go on the assumption that he doesn't play. It kind of makes the decisions in those areas, would you not say? And I don't like it, by the way. Anthony Gordon, for whatever anybody says, is not a striker. But because of this ludicrous Callum Wilson situation that we find ourselves in, which I definitely apologise to everybody out there for, it is pathetic that we're sitting here and he is still not available to play football. This last year or so, in my opinion, I love Callum Wilson as a footballer, but it's like he's stayed too long. And the goals he's scored and the performance he's put in when fit are unbelievable, but the injury problems he's facing now and what it's leaving the situation at Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon having to play out of position and nobody else available, it's tarnishing his legacy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Newcastle, quite forgetfully by the sounds, did actually go out in the summer and sign a striker.
It's quite, I know, but all they've signed is a pet project. It's a Lewis Hall again. That's all it is.
Paul Mitchell described it as a strategic investment, which means that he is not first team ready.
No, he's not going to play.
No.
So I think that's
it
it.
was proven out against Wolves, wasn't it? When you prefer to mix players out of position, which as a manager is sort of a last resort, if you like, and bring on like Harvey Barnes, move Anthony Gordon, and then mix it up. So.
Let us know. Let me know in the comments. What do you believe? What do you think about that Sula signing? What do you think it was a waste of money? Do you think it is? In Newcastle, in a time where they can't have pet projects, do you think Newcastle United have made a good signing and it is good to be thinking of the future? Let me know what you think, because we're obviously sort of torn on it. I'm actually all for it. I think it's okay to have that, but I'm not sure it was the right call if you're keeping Callum Wilson to then add a project, because Callum Wilson's injury, it's sad, because as a person, as a player, as a leader, as a goal scorer, he's been excellent. However, his body has been failing him for quite some time, and that is not acceptable at this level. You can't go in and say he's not been a squad member at Newcastle United for the best part of a season and a half, and I think it's tarnishing his legacy in fans' eyes. I really do, and that's sad.
Yeah,
I actually see both sides. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for him, but you've got to look at it plain cold hard facts. Newcastle United want to get to a destination, and Callum Wilson is not helping them to get to that destination. It's a hindrance. That's strong, and you might think that's too strong, but that's my feelings on it.
No, I personally can't disagree with that. I think football is a very ruthless
Yeah, it is.
business, sport, whatever. And yeah, Isak, as of known, has had his injury problems as well. Does not get injured, and then you need a backup.
Everyone gets a knock.
You need a backup striker, and Callum Wilson hasn't been there for the best part of since the turn of the year. Let's be honest, since the turn of the year, he picked up that he was out in his first game back. I think it was at March time when he came and done his
February.
I thought he was out the start of last season as well. He's barely played.
He was in and out the team.
No, he scored in the first day.
Aye, because he had a very good scoring record, and then he went out the team. Alexander Isak got injured. Then Callum Wilson comes in the team, injures his pectoral muscle, which was February time at Forest. Then he's out for a long time with that freak injury. But it was at that time where it's like, how many times do you get a freak injury before it becomes a?
I must have a dodgy memory, because I thought he did that pectoral after not long just coming back.
No, he did. It was his first game back.
It wasn't long back. Yeah.
Isak got injured. Wilson started Forest, and he's done his pectoral muscle.
There's been a lot of people using this term very strongly. In my opinion, wrongly, not fit for purpose. Callum Wilson's record of being available in the last season and a half is not fit for purpose as a Premier League striker.
Not fit for
that's
purpose.
fine, but as a second choice striker...
But he's not though. He's never been a second choice.
When Callum Wilson...
We need a second choice striker on Saturday. Where is he?
But when Callum Wilson's fit, he is a type of lad that demands to start games. He thinks in his head he should be playing games.
Doesn't warrant it.
Well, no, he doesn't, but in his head he does, because he's a confident lad.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's why I think there was part of him wanted away. Should have been allowed.
Well,
to go.
you talk about fit for purpose, to go a little bit off topic here, but one of the fit for purpose things that Paul Mitchell was referring to, I think, was lack of sales. And Callum Wilson, as we believe, is out of contract at the end of the season. There may be an extension there to a 1 year extension.
We don't know the full detail of that. Yeah,
that's a gamble, though, isn't it?
But that's a gamble, yeah, because he could walk away for nothing.
Because he's not on peanuts, Callum Wilson. Let's say
he's one of the high earners. Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, so the front three picks itself, doesn't it? There's literally not much we can say about the front three now, knowing that if Isak isn't available, and it's the James Bunce factor, isn't it? Do Newcastle go through managing players for the sake of a game? If Isak isn't bad, but you know he's going to be all right for Tuesday or the week after, you just don't play him, like you said, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean that may be a controversial, unpopular opinion in some people's eyes, but if Alexander Isak isn't right, what's the point of risking him 5 games into a new Premier League season?
There isn't actually.
Just when you haven't got the backup
you've got a couple of midweek, so you can essentially give Alexander Isak a week to rest it essentially, and then you would have. I'd be concerned if Willisuda didn't play against Wimbledon.
Yeah, I would as well. I think it's actually a decent opportunity to say you just have a week off, son.
I think.
And then I'll see you again. I'll see you again next week.
If Newcastle don't have that game in midweek, and you're looking at the Willisuda situation, he doesn't start on Saturday. I think it's like. But then it almost gives Eddie Howe an excuse not to start him, because I go, well, actually, we'll play you in the cup game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we're saying Barnes comes in the front three.
I think Barnes has to come in even if Isak was.
And I actually
find a way for Anthony Gordon to get in as well.
I actually think that suits Eddie Howe, because if you've got all your attackers fit and you've got a left winger with the pick between Gordon and Barnes.
Barnes doesn't play.
Well, you're not. No, he doesn't, because Gordon was player of the season last year. But when we had this debate earlier, I think on current merit at the start of the season, Harvey Barnes has warranted the players on that left hand side more than Anthony Gordon.
I think Harvey Barnes is playing his best football at Newcastle United, but even Anthony Gordon playing at the levels he is, and I didn't really believe this until I seen the statistics kicking around. His chance creation is still up there. Statistically, he's one of the best at Newcastle. It's like it's not quite clicking for him like it was, but you can't argue the bloke's still creating chances for other people and getting in really good positions.
Two quality players, and I think, as I say, if both was fit, Anthony Gordon probably want to start on the left hand side. Gordon want to start on the left hand side, but having Isak out almost forces Eddie Howe's hand, where he's like, "Sorry, Anthony, I'm going to have to put you through the middle because I'm not going to play Willisuda," and it's quite a happy situation for Eddie Howe because he doesn't have to disappoint Barnes or Gordon, because both of them will be in the start 11, albeit that Gordon will be out of position, but has played there. I think he's one of the records he enjoys playing up front, to be up there, the central striker, yeah. Because he played there for the under 21s, didn't he, Euros?
Yeah.
It didn't massively suit him, even though he got player of the tournament.
I'm going to tangent there,
you guys, he got player of the tournament. The kid who was probably England's player of the tournament, that tournament, was the one who...
for Fulham.
Yes, I did say him, but it was also the lad who came in. He was incredible in the final. came in for England. What's his name?
Who?
The little midfielder.
Gomez.
Aye. Yeah, he was really good. As somebody else has just lost. They've just lost the second ball into the field here.
We've been there.
The dark is closing in on the Geordie journos, and it's bloody freezing here in Walker.
Mary, I've got a little.
So wherever you are watching this, hopefully, I hope you are in sunnier climes and warmer and nicer conditions than the
It could be
closing darkness at Walker do. Right, talk about our midfield, Dom.
Well, the midfield that's sort of been started at all 3 games all 4 big games in the Premier League has been Bruno, Joe Linton, Sean Longstaff, and I think certainly last game against Wolves in the first half it got sort of exposed a little bit, and we knew what the problems were in that area. And Eddie Howe was brave. He made 2 changes, and I thought that made all the difference. Sandro Tonali, he's one of your most expensive signings ever. We've seen his quality in glimpses. I think he's played full games for Italy during the international break. I think he's probably proven that he should be in the starting lineup. Who that's for, I'm sure we'll debate. And I think Joe Willock is definitely knocking on the door too, because he comes off the bench and for 25-30 minutes or 20-25 minutes in that game at Molineux, he creates 3-4 chances. I think he created 5 chances, more chances than any player on the pitch on Sunday, and that was only in 45 minutes. And I think he offers you something different. He's a bit more dynamic, forward thinking. He links up well with, Alexander Isak won't be playing, but he links up well down that left-hand side. And I thought
gives you an overlap, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think his pace, his athleticism is a big thing. You might lose a bit defensively.
You do.
But I think question marks are probably over Joe Linton's performance levels this season, and I think if you want to just give Joe Linton that kick up the backside, if you like, and bring a player in who's performing well, I'd give. It's a bit of a roll of the dice because there's fitness question marks over Joe Willock, but I would like to see him in from the start.
That's my problem. I'm scared. I think Joe Willock.
I've got a fear factor on Joe Willock.
I'm scared about Joe Willock coming in. I was actually worried. I remember saying, "Oh God, I can't believe he's bringing him on at half time."
Yeah.
I thought 45 minutes, the lads barely kicked the ball for 2 years. I thought, I'm worried. He just seems to have had little knock after little knock.
It bodes well that he recovered so quickly from the Forest injury, because Eddie Howe said it doesn't look good, and everyone feared the worst, but he was back in 2 weeks.
And they'll know, but it's just me, just naturally pessimistic, I suppose, worrying about that. So my midfield 3, before you state yours, my midfield 3 would be, and this, I might get slaughtered in the comments for this. My midfield 3 is Bruno, obviously. I drop Joe Linton and bring Sandro Tonali in, and I play Sean Longstaff with him.
Yeah, I can.
Do I need to justify this? Do I have to justify that?
I think you should, because I can see the viewers now.
People
on the sofas.
So Joe, I want Joe Willock to come on. I've almost got it set in my head. No matter what's happening, he's giving me legs 55-60.
You think about?
I want a good 55-60 minutes from Sean Longstaff, who's going to give you absolutely everything. Just go and win tackles, chase, hassle, harry. Yes, you're going to lose a little bit on the ball. He's not the worst on the ball. You are going to lose a bit of that, and I want Sandro Tonali in the team for that, because I've not seen it for Newcastle hit Sandro Tonali. However, unless he gets picked, we're never going to see it. So I want to see him in the team, and I want to see him have a good run. He's fit, he's ready. Get him in the team, and we'll see what he's all about.
Newcastle's best
Joe Linton's been awful as well.
Yeah, he has.
Sorry, he has.
Awful's
strong. Bar 20 minutes the other day. Wolves, 15 minutes, he was brilliant.
Yes.
And the first day where he was almost, he was like 9.999 out of 10.
Yeah,
he was
unbelievable. Last 15 against Spurs when he set up the...
But he set that thing up, but I didn't think he was great beyond that, but that's all opinions.
He was decent.
Yeah.
Sandro Tonali, just on him, I thought Newcastle's best passage of play in the Wolves game, Sandro Tonali was at the heart of it. Do you know when he linked up with Bruno and then Fabian Schär gets released, Sandro Tonali dummies it. If Anthony Gordon puts that away, it's good defending in the end, but if Anthony Gordon puts that away, we're talking about that goal for a long time.
Tonali and Willock, this is another thing, both very attack minded. I don't care what anybody says. What I've seen from Tonali so far, he wants to get in the box and get forward. I think it's really dangerous if you play them 3.
Yeah.
As a 3. It worked because Newcastle United were behind, looking for goals, chasing a game. It was like, right, get your attacking players on. Tonali defensively I still need to work him out. That's just me, but watching him I still need to work out.
I think positionally both those players there's question marks over.
They want to go forward
because they like to go forward. You saw it with Tonali on Sunday when he was just, there was a loose ball and he just sprinted for it and it caught Newcastle out completely.
Also, I quite like the idea of Joe Linton is your Joe Linton's your attacking sub. So you know, if like you need to then change it up, and you can bring him on on the left, can't you?
Yeah.
Which I think's his best position.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your three?
I think we've all done different ones because.
Are you different?
Yeah, I'm going to go on. I think I'm different. I think that's not formulated in my head right, but my front midfield three based on pure quality is Joe Linton, Bruno, and Tonali.
Yeah, we all went different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would be right?
But what I would say about Joe Linton is I think
we'll all be wrong.
I think Joe Linton is very, very close to being dropped. I think he has another stinker at the weekend. I think he's got to come out of the team, personally.
We all love him, by the way. There's not one person standing here who doesn't love
On his
Joe
day, he's
Linton.
Newcastle's most
He's
important player.
unbelievable.
But
Yeah.
He's a 1 in 4 man.
don't say he's inconsistent. I was hammered for saying
I have
he was
been hammered on
inconsistent.
Twitter as well. The Twitterati. It's probably all these tacticals with their coaching badges. You don't like me saying that, do you?
No, I mean, you're talking about Anthony Gordon chances created. You've turned into one. You're like,
Yeah.
well, you create so many chances.
I'll
You're
start
right.
a Substack.
You're right.
I'll start a Substack.
Anyway, yeah, Joe Linton is. I think he's very close to being dropped, and I think to drop someone like him would be a big statement by Eddie Howe to say that is no one is safe, and I would argue that as well. I think you said it on the last video. No, I don't think anyone's safe in that midfield.
Yeah, none of us have dropped Bruno.
Because he won't.
He's the captain.
Yeah.
He's a captain, but Bruno also has to improve.
He has to step up.
Yeah,
Bruno
has to.
doesn't play on Tuesday night. Simple. That's what happens.
Well, he'll try and play Tonali in the 6 again until Joe Willock goes off with a 5-15 minutes in. I'm just seeing what happened.
So
Forest.
we've picked 3 different midfields, and the one he'll go with will be Longstaff, Bruno, and Joe Linton.
Yeah.
Is that the one we didn't pick?
Yeah.
the same.
I mean, there's more combinations in that, but he probably won't go with it. I think we've gone for the 4 most likely, or the 3 most likely plus what Eddie Howe will go with.
Go on.
So just part of the reason why I would keep Joe Willock on the bench as well is because Harvey Barnes, you'd think, would start if Isak is. Harvey Barnes should start regardless, and I think without Harvey Barnes on the bench, you miss that sort of impact, that like, sort of sub to bring a bit of pace and energy in that on the pitch. Yeah, Joe Willock, he's the man who will get you up the pitch. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if Joe Linton is an impact sub.
Right, quickly, because they're losing. I don't know if you can still see well, but we're still talking. Right, I'm going to ask you quickly, and I want a quick fire answer.
Come on.
And we've all got to say it at the same time on 3.
Okay.
Newcastle United's player of the season so far.
Okay, that's easy.
3, 2, 1. Nick Pope.
I couldn't think close enough in my head. I couldn't process it. I was going through the team.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Nick Pope would have been.
Yes.
No, he is.
I think Nick Pope is comfortably.
No, he is
not.
not. But that's
You could have said. I think Harvey Barnes has got a decent little case, but he hasn't started.
He's only started 1 game.
I know,
in the
but
Premier League.
he's probably had the biggest impact of anybody, hasn't he?
Barnes was going to be mine, but then I realised that he hadn't started.
Yeah.
Dan Burns had wobbles, but he's been really decent.
No,
Dan Burn has had great games inside games where he's also played quite poorly.
He was the best player on the park against Spurs, and then he had 10 minutes where he just didn't know what day it was.
Goal,
the Gallagher end, didn't he?
Did you discuss Nick Pope in the car and left me out cold?
No.
I just thought it was so obvious.
Okay, but it is obvious. I just couldn't process it in my head.
He has returning, Jordan.
I was about to say he hasn't put a foot wrong, but I would probably say he hasn't put a hand wrong.
Yes.
I'm not going to say he hasn't put a foot wrong, because he looks very nervous with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, but I think you've seen his importance against, I'd say Spurs was probably his one wobble where he parries it, but then he also makes a good save almost, and then Dan Burn blasts it in. But against Wolves, you saw his importance. Southampton, you saw his importance. Bournemouth, he's made an impact in all of those games.
Didn't get any of the penalties at Forest, which really surprised me.
Still won the shootout.
No, I thought, when we were going to that shootout, I thought he'll definitely save at least one. He'll at least save one. And you never got. I don't think you got any other one. How dark is it? Look, can you still see her? Well, yeah, we're still here. I think the white t-shirt's the only thing people can see.
We have got a light, but I didn't.
We didn't. Well, we thought.
I forgot to bring it because I forgot that it gets darker quite quick these days.
So very quickly, we started this channel what? A little bit over a year or so ago. I'm not going to mention it, but I'm just going to say there could be some big news on the horizon.
Okay.
There's been a lot of big news recently, but this could be the biggest yet.
Yeah.
So do stay tuned, where we will be doing a bit of an announcement in the next few days. I'm not even going to say when.
After Fulham.
After.
That's all we'll say. So, me and Jordan will be back tomorrow, or today, depending on when you're watching it, because we'll be at Eddie Howe's press conference before the Fulham game. So, yeah, plenty to talk about there. And then all three of us will be at Craven Cottage on Saturday. So, plenty of content to come in the coming days. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journos content. Ring the bell. And of course, there's the thanks button as well, which we always appreciate. So, yeah, wrap up there.
Good night.